Welcome back to the Confidence Picks, guys. And this week we're going to go over all Power 4 teams heading into college football for Week 4. As it stands, through Week 3, I started last week. We had a really good week, though. Overall, we went 37-6 between all Power 4 conferences. So we're going to see if we can keep this going for the rest of the season and obviously in Week 4. First off, we're going to start with the Big 12. The most confident game for the week, I think Iowa State over Arkansas. They're 21 points. I don't think Arkansas State has any chance against the Cyclones. Iowa State wins. Number 7, I got Kansas State over BYU. This game is going to be, it's a really close one. It's only a 6.5 point spread, but I think Kansas State does not get upset by BYU, at least this early in the season. Number 6, TCU over SMU. It's only a 3-point game. TCU is a 3-point favorite. SMU is really good against the spread, but I think TCU still wins the game. Number 5, West Virginia against Kansas. 2.5 points. I think West Virginia covers and they win on the road against the Jayhawks. Number 4, Texas Tech over Arizona State. Another toss-up game. Texas Tech's 2.5 points. I think they're a better team than Arizona State, though. Overall, they have a better offense, and this is going to be a close game. I think Texas Tech wins this. Number 3, I think Baylor upsets Colorado, even though Colorado is only a 2-point favorite right now. On the road, at night, I think Baylor still covers this. I just don't believe in Colorado yet, and I think how mediocre Baylor is, I still think they win against Colorado. Number 2, the best game of the week in the Big 12, Oklahoma State against Utah. Oklahoma State is now moved up into a 2.5 point favorite over Utah. Utah started out as a 2.5 point favorite, and now they moved all the way to 2.5 point underdog. I think Oklahoma State wins this one, and they cement their status as the Big 12 contender early on in the season. And the number 1, the least confident game I am against is Houston over Cincinnati. Houston is a 3.5 point underdog on the road at Cincinnati. I still do think the Cougars win this one, and it's my least recognizable pick for Week 4 in the Big 12. Next, move on to the Big 10 Conference. The most confident game I have this week, Penn State over Kent State. They are 49.5 point favorites right now. No chance Kent State is even coming close to this one. They're the worst team in FBS. Number 11, Ohio State over Marshall. This one's no surprise. Ohio State's they're a 40-point favorite right now. Let's be honest. These top 2 games are a surefire win for these 2 teams. LSU, number 10, LSU over UCLA. LSU comes in as a 23.5 point favorite. UCLA is just absolute crap this year. LSU wins even after that lackluster performance last week against South Carolina. Number 9, Indiana, a very surprisingly good early on Big 10 team. Indiana is hosting Charlotte. They're a 28.5 point favorite. No chance they lose early on against a really, really bad team in Charlotte. Number 8, Nebraska, Friday night game, 8 p.m. Nebraska comes in as only a 7.5 point favorite. Illinois is a really good team as well, just like Indiana. They're very surprising, but I think Nebraska still gets the win. At home, at night, in Lincoln. It's going to be a really close game. I think the Cornhuskers get it done, though, moving forward now. Number 7, Oregon State over Purdue. I think Oregon State's not that good of a team, but I think Purdue is just that much worse of a team. So I'm going to take them over the Boilermakers in this one. Number 6, Maryland over Villanova. This one was actually surprising how close the spread was. It's 17.5. Villanova is a really good FCS team, so the fact that Maryland's only a 2.5 touchdown favorite tells a lot how good they are, although I don't think they come away with the FCS over FBS upset. I think Maryland still wins this one. Number 5, Washington over Northwestern. Washington lost last week against their rival Washington State. They're a 10.5 point favorite over the Wildcats in this one. I think Washington gets it done. They move to 3-1 on this early season. Number 4, Iowa over Minnesota. Only a 2.5 point favorite for Iowa, but I still think they win this one over Minnesota. I just don't believe in Minnesota yet. And Iowa, I don't believe in them yet either, but I think in this one they're just a better team, so they will get the dub. Number 3, Rutgers over Virginia Tech. I'm actually going to take the upset in this one. Rutgers is a 3.5 point underdog on the road at VT, but I think VT is just not as good as people thought they were. I think Rutgers is a really decent team. I think they're going to surprise a lot of people this year. I think they win this one and move to 3-0 over the Hokies of Virginia Tech. Number 2, I'm going to fade with a public stake, and I think 65% is taking USC with the money line. I'm taking Michigan. I just have this weird feeling that Michigan's going to come out, grind it out. It might be a low-scoring game, and I think it's the way Michigan wants to play. Over the explosive team in USC and Miller Moss, I think the addition of Alex Orji finally being put in as a starter, I think it's going to be a rejuvenated team on offense. It's going to open up certain things, and I think Michigan ultimately is just going to win the game overall. But the least confident game this week, I think Boston College or Michigan State. This one could go literally either way. I'm going to take Boston College simply because they're at home and they're the favorite, and it's a night game. So this one was very difficult, but in the end, I think Boston College, BC, gets the W over Big Ten foe Michigan State. Now we'll move on to the ACC. Most confident game I have for the entire week. I mean, it should be no surprise. Pittsburgh, the only FCS team that's playing this week. Pittsburgh's 25.5. I think they get it done. They had a good win last week over West Virginia. I think they're going to win and have the most confident pick this week. Number 11, Miami over South Florida. I'm very confident in Miami winning the game, no doubt, but 16.5 point favorite only. I mean, they've been like 30 or 40 point favorites the last 2 weeks. So the fact that USF, a team in the American, is only 17 points, that's why I didn't have number 12, but I still think Miami will win this one outright. Number 10, Clemson over NC State. This game started as a 15.5 point spread. It's moved all the way up to 20 points right now. Clemson, a 20 point favorite over NC State at home. I think they get the dub easily over the Wolfpack. Number 9, Duke's beating Middle Tennessee State. 14.5 points on the road. I'm still going to take Duke Blue Devils. They're a decent team, and MTSU is not a good team. Number 8, Syracuse over Stanford. This game is really close in the spread, only 8.5, but I think Syracuse, led by Cal McCord, is going to surprise a lot of people this year. I think they win over newcomer ACC Stanford. Number 7, UNC is taking on James Madison. Only a 10.5 point favorite. I think they still get it done against JMU early part of the season, and UNC, number 7 pick for this week. Number 6, I put this 2 days ago, and I really should have changed this, but I've taken Florida State over Cal. I have no confidence in this. I didn't change it. I'm not going to go renege on my word, but I think Cal's going to win, even though I had Florida State number 6. I can't change this right now. Florida State, I'm going to take them at number 6. This is a bad pick. Number 5, Louisville over Georgia Tech. 10.5 point favorite right now. Louisville is on the road or at home. I think Georgia Tech's been a really good team against the spread. I think they'll cover, but I think Louisville will outright win as a 10.5 point favorite at home. Number 4, TCU or SMU. Like I said earlier, TCU is, or SMU is really good against the spread as a home team. I still think TCU is going to beat them. This is a close game, 3 points. SMU gets another loss early on in this season. Number 3, Virginia taking on Coastal Carolina. If this was any other year, I'd be like, all right, it's ACC over Sunbelt. It's going to be an easy win. But Virginia is so bad. They've been so bad the last few years that this is going to be a very low confidence ranking. They're only a 3.5 point favorite on the road at Coastal. I'm still going to take Virginia in this one. Number 2, like I said earlier, Rutgers or Virginia Tech. That's a very close matchup, but I think Rutgers in the end will prevail over Virginia Tech, even on the road at Lane Stadium. And number 1, my least confident pick, just like in the Big Ten, Boston College over Michigan State. You guys already heard my thoughts. It's basically a toss-up. I'm taking the home team, and they're the favorite, so that's why I'm picking BC to beat Sparty in this early season Big Ten ACC matchup. Finally, the SEC. The most confident game, I mean, in Texas, so where you all, Louisiana Monroe, I mean, they're like 49.5 point favorite. Who even cares? If you pick against Texas in this one, you're stupid. They're definitely going to win. Number 9, same way. Ole Miss is a 36 point favorite over Georgia Southern. I mean, this isn't even a contest. Number 8, South Carolina over Akron. I mean, these top tier games are going to be not even close. 27.5 point favorite over Akron. Yeah. Number 7, LSU over UCLA. I already gave you my thoughts on that in the Big Ten one. Kentucky, number 6 over Ohio. I mean, they're another game, 20 point favorite. Kentucky played Georgia extremely well. They should have won the game, but I think they're going to prevail over Ohio pretty easily as a 20 point favorite at home. Number 5, Missouri over Vanderbilt. I think Missouri was really good against Boston College, but they're kind of hit and miss this year. I think I still put them as an easy win over Vanderbilt as a 20 point favorite. Number 4, Texas A&M over Bowling Green. I had this so low because I don't know what to think of Texas A&M yet. However, I do think that they're going to prevail over BG, and this is they're 22.5 points. This is like a 2022 App State upset. Then everyone needs to get the hell away from Texas A&M. They're just not going to be a good team, but I think they will win today. Number 3, Arkansas over Auburn. This is only a 3 point spread. Arkansas is actually the 3 point underdog. I'm going to take them on the road with an upset win over Auburn. That's why they're down there at 3, though. I'm one of the least confident in the entire picks for this one. Number 2, Florida over Mississippi State. Florida has to get a win, right? This is the battle of the worst 2 teams in the SEC, along with Vanderbilt. I think they're both bad. Florida is just not as bad as Mississippi State, and they're a 6 point favorite right now. I think Florida prevails over Mississippi State. Finally, the game of the week. Big college game news at this one. Tennessee is taking on Oklahoma on the road. I still think Tennessee is going to win this, but I would not be shocked. Even though how bad Oklahoma's played in some of these games, I would not be shocked. Oklahoma comes away with the victory in this pivotal SEC matchup early on in the season. If you guys enjoyed this video, hit the like button below, subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be doing confidence picks every week for the remainder of the season. We're doing well. Last week, only had 6 losses out of 43 games. see how many games we get right this week, and see you next week, guys, for Week 5's Confident Picks.